So, your Etsy shop is doing great. Awesome. But you've got that itch, right? That new idea for a completely different product, a whole other niche that just doesn't quite fit with your current brand. Well, today we're going to break down how you can go from a single successful shop to a multi-store empire. And, most importantly, how to do it the right way.
You know, if you've ever found yourself thinking about launching a second shop, you are definitely not alone. It's such a natural next step when you're ambitious. Maybe you want to test out a new product line, with clean data, or you want to separate your handmade goods from your digital downloads to keep things tidy. It's not about starting from scratch, it's about scaling smart.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll start with why this is a good idea in the first place. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty, Etsy's rules, and the biggest real-world roadblock you're going to face. After that, we'll build out your toolkit, map out your daily workflow, and wrap it all up with a 30-day launch plan to turn this idea into reality.
All right, first things first, let's talk about the strategy behind opening another shop. Because this isn't just about listing more stuff, it's about being way more effective in how you sell.
It really all boils down to one word: focus. When you separate your groovy boho wall art from your sleek, minimalist digital planners, everything gets easier. Your SEO gets sharper, your branding gets clearer, and your messaging speaks directly to a specific person. It stops customers from getting confused and can seriously boost your conversion rates.
Now for the million-dollar question, are you even allowed to do this? Let's dig into the official rules straight from Etsy, and then we'll tackle the single biggest headache you're going to run into.
So the good news? Yes, Etsy is totally cool with you having multiple shops. And the rules are actually pretty straightforward. First, each shop needs its own Etsy account with a unique email. Second, you gotta be transparent. You have to list all the shops you own on each of your public profiles. And third, well, obviously, each shop has to follow all of Etsy's policies. That's pretty much it. You can even use the same bank account for all of them, which is a huge relief.
But, and this is a big but, here's the logistical nightmare, and Etsy even warns you about it themselves. Your regular web browser, your Chrome or Safari, it just wasn't built for this. It can't handle you being logged into 2 different Etsy accounts at the same time, and this creates this maddening, time-wasting loop of signing in, signing out over and over again.
And this contrast just lays it all out, doesn't it? The old way is a chaotic mess of juggling different browsers, maybe using incognito windows. It's slow, it's clumsy, and you're just begging to make a mistake, like answering a customer question from the wrong shop. The pro way, on the other hand, is calm, cool, and collected. All your shops open side by side in one clean, efficient workflow.
Okay, enough about the problem. Let's talk about the solution. Because the secret to making this work isn't about working harder and pulling all-nighters. It's about building a smarter system to run your business.
The real aha moment here comes from a tool that was literally designed to solve this exact problem: a cloud browser. Just think of it like a super browser, where every single tab is its own little private island. This means you can have Shop A logged in on tab 1 and Shop B logged in on tab 2, and they never ever get mixed up.
And that's where a tool like Sendwin becomes a total game changer. It makes multi-login a breeze. You can securely share access to just one of your shops with a virtual assistant without ever handing over the keys to the kingdom, your actual password. It prevents all that data contamination between shops, and it all just works right in the cloud. No installs, no fuss.
But look, your blueprint needs a little more than just a great browser. For tracking inventory, especially if you're a handmade seller, a tool like CraftyBase is a lifesaver for keeping tabs on your materials and costs. And for the love of all that is holy, for your finances, connecting everything to an accounting software like QuickBooks is going to save you an unbelievable amount of stress come tax time.
All right, so you've got your tools lined up. Now let's get into the day-to-day rhythm. This is your playbook for making sure your little empire runs like a well-oiled machine.
The key here is to separate your brands, but systematize your work. Think of it like this. Front stage, what the customer sees, the name, the logo, the voice, that needs to be completely unique for each shop. But backstage, that's where your processes need to be rock solid and identical. Use unique SKUs for every single product and get laser focused on your SEO for each specific niche. That's how you build distinct brands without going crazy.
Okay, time for a quick reality check on the costs, because you have to know your numbers. It all starts here, 20 cents. Every single time you list an item, it costs you 20 cents. Doesn't matter if it sells or not. That's the price of admission for every product.
Then, when you make a sale, cha-ching, Etsy takes a 6.5% transaction fee. And here's a little detail that catches people out. It's on the total order price. That includes the product, the shipping you charge, and even any gift wrapping. The whole shebang.
And finally, we've got the big one, off-site ads. Now, if any of your shops hit over $10,000 in a year, this fee becomes mandatory. A sale from one of those ads will cost you another 12 to 15%. So when you start adding all this up, you see why tracking your profit margins for each individual shop isn't just a good idea, it is absolutely critical to your success.
Okay, we've gone through the why, the how, and the what to watch out for. Now let's bring it all home. Let's build a concrete 30-day action plan to get your second shop from just an idea in your head to open for business.
See, when you break it down week by week, it feels so much more doable, right? Week 1 is all about strategy, nailing down your niche and getting your tech set up. Week 2 is the fun, creative part, designing your brand and getting those first crucial listings live. Week 3 is all about building your machine, your shipping profiles, your policies, your canned responses. And week 4, that's when you look at the data, see what's working, and start pouring a little fuel on that fire with some targeted ads.
So if you take away just one single thing from all this, let it be this. Scaling isn't about finding more hours in the day. It's not about working harder. It's about building smarter, more efficient systems, powered by the right tools that actually give you your time back. Look, you've already got the ambition, and now you've got the blueprint. Really, the only thing standing between you and your next big thing is just taking that first step. Thanks for tuning in.